Hello. I'm testing. Went to the other room by myself for a couple minutes, so I figure I might as well practice talking on this microphone. So people have been saying like, "Yo, you're too quiet. You're too quiet, Brian." Be like, "That's because I'm in a dorm and cannot use my full voice." So, all right, let's talk about what I learned today. So we learned about this guy named Fukuzawa Yukichi, and basically what he was he basically made Japanese education what it is today. Um, he was he came from a impoverished samurai family. Now I'm not gonna go into samurai, but basically he was poor. He was a scholar. He was a man of education. Put it that way. He worked for Tokugawa Shogun Bakufu or Bakufu. I don't know how you want to pronounce it. Yeah, so he worked for him as his not only Dutch translator but English translator at one point for a very small amount of time until the Southern Daimyo, whatever you want to pronounce that one. That one's difficult too. Decided to overthrow the Tokugawa shogunate in late 1700s, early 80s, 18. I don't really remember. My memory's not that great. But yeah, so he was he was just real big on westernization of their education. So then the Meiji Restoration happened, and everything started to get westernized, and he went actually started publishing books to help regular everyday Japanese people read. So there's that, and he wrote a what's it? The Encouragement of Learning. It sold. Their first edition sold 200,000 copies within I want to say 12 months, so a year. And then later on, the book, this is like before publishing was a real big thing. The book sold 3.4 million copies, and that's just during the Meiji Restoration, I believe. I can't remember for the life of me. And this actually became what's it called? Standard reading, required reading for Japanese elementary school and middle school and high school during the Restoration period. Because it was so good, but it was later banned. But I'll go into that later. So yeah, basically what he advocated for, because all right, the Japanese oh, this is not a good place. You need lots of preface to understand what I'm about to talk about, because otherwise your mind's gonna break down. Okay, so I'll try to explain this. Here's a Japanese social class. This is going from the bottom up. Merchants, artisans, farmers, and then samurai. So you got that. That sounds like a weird order, doesn't it? Yes, Brian, it sounds like a very weird order. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Fucking. Alright, so basically what it was is because originally the Japanese only believed in Confucian learnings. Yeah, Japanese is different from China. No, they got a lot of their culture from China. I don't want to hear it. I mean, yeah, but it's a sad thing to admit. But no, it's not even sad. It's actually pretty cool. But you know, so they got like a good majority of their culture from China, including architecture and learning systems. Because China's always had a great learning system. Imperial exam for the win, guys. 3-day test. 3-day test. Yeah. So basically, how do I want to explain this to the people, make it not like hurt their heads? See, originally only certain people could learn Confucian learnings, and that would be samurai. So, being that this is what I think is my justification. He came from the impoverished samurai, and so he knew what it was like not to have much. Well, this is important. Basically, he believed in like universal education. He thought everyone should have the right to learn, like just get an education. Otherwise, these are his own words. Illiteracy leads to ignorance. Yep, it's a great saying. And what's it called? Personal independence goes hand in hand with national independence. I'll explain that one on another occasion, but yeah, so, and he went to America to study our society for a while with a bunch of other people. And so what he did, he basically learned as much as he could about our, well, our system, which we copied off the French. By that I mean America, as you can tell by my awesome exotic accent. But yeah, so he did that. He came back and he wrote a bunch of essays, like 3,000 essays, I think. The man is a genius. But he advocated for like well-rounded westernized learning regimens like physics, geography, geology. Well, not maybe geology, yeah, physics, uh, um, ethics, history, physics, then physics. No, all right, and mathematics. Um, just basically what you guys learn in high school nowadays. So yeah, and I mean, because it's like a Confucian. He didn't hate Confucianism per se. I mean, he's like, yeah, Confucianism's cool, but it's not gonna really get you anywhere. So he advocated this, but like, what the thing was, he advocated for everyone, and at the time, like that meant everyone, poor people and women included. Like it's like in a few of his essays, he doesn't mention it directly, but he was a huge advocate of women's rights, including education, which was extremely strange for that time because, as one would imagine, women didn't really have that many rights in Japan. I don't want to get into Chinese culture. I know what. Yeah, so he had. Okay, so yeah, and then he published a series of books. I don't remember what they were called. It was 7 series, and it sold so much in Japan. And it basically was like a catalog of American objects, and it had the translation it was written in Japanese and in English, and it was very popular. It was like an encyclopedia almost. I used to know the name of it. I forgot. Japanese words are very confusing. What else can be said about Fukuzawa? Well, that's really it. He's my favorite Japanese person ever because he's cool. Oh yeah, he owned his own newspaper company. Oh well, press, just press thing in general. He had his own newspaper pretty much. So he was a publicist, a scholar. I ain't got no book learning. He's a scholar. He owned a press company. He built his own college. I forgot what it was called. What's it called? He opened his own college. It's a pretty prestigious place. Still, it's still around. Advocating women's rights. He's on their money now. I'm not sure which denomination it is, but I know he's on one of their money things. Now, as smart as he was, they didn't really go along with his ideas because they were really like ahead of their time. But I'll get to that on another occasion on my next video or audio file of let's learn a bit of Japanese history with Stu Kid. All right, thanks for listening. Subscribe, please. Bye.